Hello friends, how is it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I am playing with the new palettes that Game Beauty released. They released not one, not two, but 5 new palettes. They just dropped them out of nowhere. When they emailed us that they were sending them, it was like maybe a week ago. They're like, oh, by the way, we're launching 5 new palettes next week. They're on the way. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they just arrived yesterday, and I wanted to do my best to get a video up ASAP because I know there are a lot of palettes launching this week specifically. I don't know why every indie brand decided to launch at the same time, but I did want to make sure I had a video up with these as well in case you were interested in buying them. These have already launched, and you can use my affiliate code battybean to save on their site. This is also a more affordable option for palettes compared to some of the other things that are launching right now. So I also wanted to make sure I had a video out for you guys if you are maybe on a budget, you're not able to spend like $60, $70, $80 on a palette. This could be another option for you. These range anywhere between like 20 to 28, just depending on the formulas on the inside. Some of these have multi-chrome, some have some duochrome, stuff like that, but they're all within that $20 to $28 range. And like I said, you can use my affiliate code battybean to save an additional 10% on top of that. So yeah, we are gonna get into it. I'll do close-ups of the palettes, swatches, all that good stuff. I paired 3 of the palettes together to create this look for you. I also do plan to do my best to showcase these individually over on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. But if you only knew the amount of palettes I have that I want to do more looks on Instagram and YouTube Shorts with, it's a never-ending list. But I will do my best to do as many as I can, so stay tuned for that. Before we hop into it though, my accessory details, I just have plugs today. These are from Love Kills Boutique. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, chat about the palettes, play with them, all that good stuff. So I think this is actually a really cool release, and I'm surprised my mind didn't go here when they told me they were launching 5 palettes, because they didn't send me pictures or anything, and I was like, what 5 palettes could they possibly be doing? And I'm like, oh duh, of course it would coincide with the 5 highlighters they launched, I think it was last year. There's 5 highlighters out with the same kind of packaging with like different shifts, like we have like a pinky reddish one, a blue one, a purple one, a green one, so on and so forth. So these are kind of the palettes that match those, and let's talk about them. First, we have the Pyro palette. It is our like fire sign palette. All of these palettes are 9 pans. I really like the hexagonal pan size. I think that's really cute. But we have very much a like coral red orange kind of color story. We do have a duochrome in this one, Sparks and Splash. It's actually really cute. I like this particular color. I do want to showcase this one because I think this is very fall, very warm, very cozy. I think this is a cute one. Next up, we have Cryo. This is our like icy themed palette, if you will. Very, very blue, very Arctic. This one's super, super monochromatic, whereas the Pyro one, I feel like stretches outside of monochromatic a little bit. This one is blue monochrome. We have different shades in here. We don't specifically have any duochromes or multi-chromes in here, but these shimmers are really pretty. They have a really good kind of wet metallic looking appearance. But we have various undertones, different shades of blue going on if that's your thing. There's a little Yeti guy in this pan, and that makes my heart so happy. Next, we have Geo. This is kind of our earthy rock themed palette. This one's also very fall. Like, it's not necessarily the first palette I would gravitate towards just because I prefer brights and stuff like that, but there are like the grungy aspects that I also really like. I actually kind of want to pair Pyro and Geo together. Maybe I'll do that on Instagram and YouTube Shorts at some point. I think these would pair really nicely together, kind of give us that warm brightness with the grunginess. I think that would be a fall dream, so maybe I'll get to that. That'd be a good way to use some of these together. But this one also I feel like stretches outside of multi-chrome. We have different shades in here. We have golds and oranges and rusty browns and stuff like that. So I think this one's pretty fun. This one does have a multi-chrome as well right here, Magna. It's kind of like a limey gold kind of vibe. We have the green one, Dendro. This one is so cute. This one might be my favorite, or the next one. This is our very like earthy, grassy, greenery themed palette. This one also I feel like stretches outside of that monochrome because we have like true greens, but we also have like fluorescent yellowy greens. We have a couple splashes of turquoisey mintiness in here. This one has a really good range. The Dendro palette also does have a multi-chrome and a duochrome in here. They're so super pretty. Bad Breath and Luminescent Spore. Super cute. I love green eyeshadow, and I think the tones in here are super fun. I also love that there's a really good range of light to deep with all of these mattes. Like, even though they're in the same color families, like you can do a lot with them. You're not stuck in just like one like level of tone at least. And finally we have Electra. This is our electric themed palette. This is our purple palette. Very monochrome. This one very much is a purple palette. We do have a good range from warm to cool tone purples, which I appreciate. And also there is a duochrome and a multi-chrome in this one as well. Kyber is just insane. Like by far, I feel like best shadow out of all 5 of these palettes. It's just so cool. But this one's super cute. This is definitely my favorite up here with Dendro. I think they just, I love them. I think they're so pretty. But yeah, these are the 5 palettes. I will have the site link down below. I'll have my code down below, all the makeup details, all that good stuff. But these are the 5 palettes. Thank you, Game Beauty, for sending these my way. These are a lot of fun. I want to get into the look now, and I will give you my thoughts just overall on the collection at the end of the video. Alrighty, let's get into this look. I'm feeling like I want to use the green, blue, purple palettes. You know me, you knew what was coming. I have a vision when I was opening all these palettes and swatching them and getting the B-roll ready for you. I was like, I know exactly what I want to do with these. So let's dive in. I'm gonna prime with my Sigma eyeshadow base in Persuade. I'm just gonna smear this on and blend it out. I hope you're doing well. I'm just getting ready for work on this lovely Thursday morning. Oh my gosh, I feel like all I've been doing is working nonstop lately, so I like have no concept of what day it is. It's Thursday. That's where we're at. Smearing this all over, blending it out. All right, so dipping into the purple palette, the Electro first, I want to start with this shade right here called Vile Plasma. I'm going to use the Game Beauty E03 for this. It's just like a little flatter angled brush, and I'm going to use this just to place kind of in that outer corner of my eye. I want a very blown out, smoky, dramatic look today. I want very colorful, very bold. That is just what I'm feeling right now. Gonna tuck a little of this in that outer corner of that lower lash line also. I'm not really gonna drag this out too far or take it too far across, just because I am gonna use other shades to help assist and blend it out. This is just kind of the starting point that I want to lay down. And I'm going to go right in next with Thunder Fury. I'm going to use that on the pencil brush, the Game Beauty E08. And I just want to use this just to really deepen up this outer corner even more and just really add extra depth and smokiness. So just kind of doing light little taps. I'm not taking it up quite as far, but I do want it covering that kind of outer corner a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing and kind of smudge it on this outer corner of my lower lash as well. Then I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit more of Vile Plasma, and just very lightly, I'm just gonna do light little sweeps just to kind of make sure those are blurring together nicely before we start going in with our other colors to continue on this look. Ooh, I love those shades of purple. That's so pretty. So, so cute. I'm just already so happy. These shades of purple are so pretty. We're gonna dive into the Cryo palette now, the blue one. Very icy, very wintry. I can see this being in my winter favorites for sure. I mean, I know we're just now in fall and I'm embracing fall, don't get me wrong, but it's got a Yeti and a snowflake. Like, are you kidding me? But I'm gonna use Twilight Frost, I think, right there in the middle. I'm gonna use this Game Beauty E01. I'm just gonna tap into that just a little bit. I'm actually gonna tap it off because I think I got a lot of pigment. And I'm just very lightly gonna start kind of buffing at the top of this crease. I'm using barely any pressure. I'm barely tapping this to my lid. I wanna kind of start scooting this across a little bit just to get a little color going all the way through, because my lid's very much gonna be like a blue-purple sort of situation. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm just doing light little taps. I wanna make sure this is blending from blue to purple really nicely before we start entering the green era. I'm even gonna wipe this brush off periodically so that it stays fairly clean, because there's a lot of pigment from that purple. I wanna make sure it all stays very, I don't know, true to tone. I don't want it to all completely blur together. I want there to be a gradient. I'm liking this blue halo forming around this purple. I think that's quite nice. So just very lightly, just dipping in slowly, building it up softly, and just lightly blurring it out before we head in with our green. All right, taking a break from the blue palette and going into the green one, Dendro, I want this shade right here. I'm just taking another E01. I have 2 of them from Game Beauty. And I'm gonna start focusing this more so down here. I don't really want this stuff up here. I want this to just stay very blue. But I'm gonna start taking these greenish tones down here a bit. I'm gonna kind of do little swirly motions. I am gonna let this kind of stretch out even onto the tops of my cheekbones a little bit. Just kind of dragging that down. Look how bright that's making that. I think that's really pretty. But just kind of getting a good in-between. I like this kind of turquoisey shade before I go in with the bright limey color. And then taking Seed Flare, that beautiful like chartreusey lime. I'm gonna take the E06 from Game Beauty, the bigger blending brush. And I'm just gonna start really going to town. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. And just really dragging it out down here. I love a heavy lower lash line, as a lot of you know. I just think it's so cool, and especially like once the lid is complete and I just like finish my makeup completely, it's just such a cool vibe having like a blown out colorful splash down here. I'm gonna grab my brush that I used with the blue Twilight Frost and just kind of make sure we have a good blur between all the things. I'm really just gonna kind of go back in with all my brushes in the bluey greeny realm and just kind of re-intensify and blend outward. I might even add some glitter to this look just because I feel like it could go really cute with this vibe. Next, I want to take just a little bit of Static Charge. Just using that same fluffy Game Beauty brush, I just wiped it off. I just wanted to add a little touch of lavender, blurring out the blue at the top here. I'm also kind of dip between Twilight Frost and Vial Plasma to make kind of an in-between blue and purple. And just add a little extra blur right here between the blue and the purple. Just for a little extra blend. I think this is pretty fun. Let's move on to the lid now. I'm gonna start with my Bella Beauty Bar Shimmer Stay. I'm just gonna tippy tap that across the lid. This is just gonna help everything pop really nice and stay put exactly where I lay it. Just gonna blur that out with my finger. And then this Kyber shade, this multi-chrome, this has to go on my eye. It would be against the law if I didn't. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's so pretty. I want this to cover kind of like the outer half of my lid. It's needed. Oh, that's so pretty. Just gonna grab my bluey brush just to make sure that flows from out to shimmer nicely. Then I think I want this Diamond Dust shade to be in the front. It's quite lovely as well. It's very reflective. I thought it would look really cute with that purple multi-chrome. Kind of piling that up in the front of my lid. I do like that blue, that's quite nice. And I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of that multi-chrome, and I'm kind of just gonna go back and forth between both shades until I like the way they merge together. I think that is quite nice. I like those colors together a lot. That is so cute. I do wanna add something to the lower lash line. I'm honestly thinking Snake Eater might be really cool. I think that would add a really cool contrast. I'm gonna take another E08 pencil brush because I have 2 of them. I think I have 2 of every Game Beauty brush. But I'm just gonna pop that in the front part of this lower lash line, and I want it to just kind of fade into all those mattes we have going on. This is such a fun array of colors. I really, really like how this is turning out. I do think I might add some glitter. It's been a while since I put some glitter on my eyes. Finally, before we move on to some glitter, for my inner corner, I'm gonna use Luminescent Spore from the Dendro palette. It's also what I used as my face highlight today. I think this is a really cool shade. It's very just iridescent and glowy. I like that minty green vibe. You know, I think maybe I'll also pop it on my brow bone because why not? A little extra glow never hurt anyone. And then for glitter, I'm gonna use this one called Lucid Dreams from Orglamix. I've had this for years. I don't think it's available anymore because I think last time I tried to link it, the brand still exists, but I couldn't find this particular glitter, so sorry, but it's just like iridescent, multicolored situation, different shapes and sizes. Always be careful with glitter around your eyes. Do as I say, not as I do. You're not really supposed to, but I do it anyway. I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer just because I don't want the consistency of the Bella Beauty Bar one for this. And I'm gonna take a brush. I don't really care about getting gunked with glitter. This is a Gavisi G20. It's a good brush. It's just, I don't think I'll need to use it anytime soon, so I'm fine getting glitter in it. And I'm gonna kind of tippy tap it in the outer corner. I love a glittery outer corner. I think it's so fun. Just doing light little taps because I don't want to disrupt the shadow underneath. I just want to prep it so that the glitter has something to adhere to. And I like to start by just like rubbing my brush through the cap because there's less particles there. And then I can kind of just start going to town, really just popping it on the outer corner of the lid so we can get a nice little moment. And then I'll grab some more like chunky pieces and start adding those to the mix as I build up the base. If you wanted to be real precise, you could use tweezers and stuff. I'm not really in the place to do that right now. I like it to be kind of chaotic and messy anyways. Like I want it to just look very like glitter. I love this though. That's really cute with this vibe. Very spacey. I think that is so fun. I feel like that just added just such a nice little boost and just really brought this to life. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up my look. I'm gonna throw on my lashes, an eye pencil, something on my lips, and I'll be back when I'm complete. Here's how the final look turned out. I really like this. It feels just very celestial, very bright, very fun. I love the way my lids look. I'm so glad I added the glitter because I feel like it just really enhanced the tones that were on my eyes. I think this is so fun. The eye pencil I ended up going with is 7Cs from Kaleidos. I just wanted kind of a multi-chrome bluey green just to go with the bluey green vibes that are on the lower lash line specifically. These lashes are from Bright Lashes. They're the style Flare, just like a little half lash. And then on my lips, I went with the Nude Honey pencil from Lawless with the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb over top. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you like it. Let's zoom out and finish up this video. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out. I would love to hear what you're thinking. What do you think of my look? What do you think of these palettes? Which one like strikes your fancy the most? I would love to know. Obviously I haven't used Pyro and Geo yet, so don't really have much to say other than I'm sure that they're fine because these ones were all fine. The mattes are a nice formula. I feel like they're very easy to use, pretty beginner friendly. They have pretty good pigmentation and they build up nicely. I feel like it's not gonna get away from you super fast and they seem to blend really well. The shimmers are really, really nice in these palettes though. I feel like they definitely stepped up their shimmer game with these palettes. I think they're really, really nice. They have really good like metallic shine. I like that there's duochromes and multi-chromes, and I especially love that it's in more of an affordable way because I know not everyone is able to spend like upwards of $100 on multi-chromes. I totally get that. So I'm glad that we have some more options. Let's just chat about the ones that I used. Electro, so fun. Let's see, we used 2 of the mattes, technically 3 of the mattes actually, because I think I used that one as well. And then we used the multi-chrome. That multi-chrome is just so cool. Like I just want to slather that all over my body, honestly. Imagine that on top of a winged liner. It would just be so magical, such a villain shade. It's so cool. But these mattes performed really well. Purples can sometimes be trickier just with the pigments, but these seem to work really nicely, and I used everything from the dark to the light. I thought they were nice to work with. In the Icy Cryo palette, I used one of the mattes and one of the shimmers. I thought they were nice. The blue seemed to blend out nicely. I like the metallic shine that the blue shimmer has. I do wish that this palette at least had a duochrome, since all of the other palettes have at least a duochrome, if not a multi-chrome, but these are still nice. I still like the shine. The little Yeti guy makes my whole day. I think it's so cute. I'm excited to hopefully dive into this one more at some point because I think it's nice. I like the different tones that are in here. I really like this Sub-Zero shade. That's a really good shade of blue. And the last one I used was the Dendro palette. See, we used 2 of the mattes, this like turquoise and Seed Flare, that bright like yellowy green. And then I used this shimmer here. Oh, I also used this shimmer here. I've had a good time with this one. I really like this highlighty shade. I think that's really, really pretty. And the other greens seem to perform really nicely. I love how bright that yellowy green one is on my lower lash line. Overall, I had a good time playing with these. I think these are fun little palettes, a fun little release from Game Beauty. They haven't launched anything in quite a while, so happy to see them back with something new. This is really exciting, and I would just love to hear your thoughts. Do you plan on picking any up? Did you already pick any up? Have you tried Game Beauty before? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you made it to the end of this video, you know, leave emojis based on whichever palettes you vibe with the most. I would love to see it. If you made it to the end of this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can hop over to Instagram and follow me over there. I'm battybean as well. Also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Normally, I'm posting most days here as well. And technically, today was supposed to be a day that I wasn't gonna upload a video, but I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. So technically, Halloween has already begun because I'm uploading every single day in the month of October, and today's the last day of September. So happy Halloween. I will see you every single day in the month of October. Also, feel free to join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only get ready with me once a month, which yes, that means if you're a member on one of the days in October, you'll get 2 videos in the same day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.